2:30, we're actually going backwards in time because we're time travelers here at Three Bold Takes. If you did not know that, you do now. 2:30 matchup on ESPN2. This is a fun one here. I know, Quinn, you're super excited for this one for sure. We've got Kansas at Missouri. Missouri is a 6.5-point favorite with a 64% chance to win against Kansas. Quinn, I want to sling it over to you first to give us a little bit of the history of this game and importance of it.
Oh yeah, we're getting a revitalization of the border war. This one got me real excited when I saw this was coming up. Most prominent matchup of this was 2007. Both teams had an outside shot at a BCS national title. Not even outside. I mean, they were literally ranked in the top three, both of them. And Missouri got the big win, went to the Big 12 title game, then got beat by Oklahoma. And so both missed out on the BCS national championship. What a sad world we live in. We got LSU versus Ohio State instead of Kansas versus West Virginia. Anyway, as far as this matchup goes, let's be real. This is a huge, huge game for Missouri in the sense that I think they're going to struggle in the SEC a little bit this year. I expect them to kind of fall off. They're one of the teams I don't have high hopes for. So getting a big non-con win against an old school rival, very important if you're the Missouri Tigers. But for Kansas, and Freddie, we touched on this in our little Big 12 reaction video. Kansas looks pretty good this year.
Mm-hmm.
And to be an outside contender in the Big 12, and it's very important to get a big win here on the road against an SEC opponent. Correct me if I'm wrong, it is in Missouri, correct?
At Missouri.
Yeah, yeah. And ultimately, I think that's the thing that undoes Kansas in this game. I think they got to go on the road into Missouri. I'm not convinced they have what it takes to get that done. So give me the Tigers to get the win. Reluctantly, I'll go with Missouri here.
Yeah, I'll add the biggest thing with Kansas is we know Kansas can be a good team. The biggest question mark every season has been kind of like what Utah had to deal with. Can Jalen Daniels stay healthy? If Jalen Daniels stays healthy, this team can be a top 15. Definitely now with what we have in college football, could potentially be talking about a playoff team at some point. But around game 6, around game 7, there's an injury with Jalen Daniels. It starts to linger. He plays through it once or twice, and then it's just he can't play anymore, and he's out. They go from 6-1, 5-2, and then it's like, all right, now they're 7-5, and they're playing in the Pop-Tart Bowl or something. I don't know, the Campbell Soup Bowl, whatever it is. So that's it. And like already this season, kids 36 or 45 through 2 games, 7 touchdowns, 1 interception, nearly 500 passing yards in 2 games. Yes, they played Fresno State, but they handled them well. Yes, they played Wagner. They also handled them well. Missouri, though, this was the quarterback I had mixed up with Kentucky. Pribula, Penn State transfer. He's played solid through a game so far, 23 of 28, a couple touchdowns, 283 yards. Strong showing. Definitely when Brady Cook left last season, he was a 2-3 year starter for Mizzou. They had a lot of guys, Luther Burden, the whole nine, a lot of your offense left. And so you're thinking about, okay, like, where are we going to go as a team? Eli Drinkwitz, not a huge fan, but Missouri has had 2 weeks to think about this game. They've only played one, and they had a bye week. And they're sitting here just staring at the Kansas Jayhawks on their schedule. And they're probably just like Quinn. They probably know this rivalry. They probably know it's a rivalry, right? You know, who wouldn't? You know, inside those locker rooms. But Kansas here, they've had 2 weeks, and now they only have 1 week to prepare. Missouri has 2. And that is why I'm obviously going with Kansas, because it doesn't matter how much time Missouri has to prepare. Kansas is going to show you why Kansas has a top 3 chance to be a Big 12 champion this season. It's wide open. Why not show everybody in the Big 12, hey, we can play big boy ball and beat one of the scraps in the SEC? I think that's what they're going to do here in week 3 and take on Missouri. I think it's going to be a close one, though. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be one of those weird, like, 23-19 games. I don't know, something like you'd see from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't know, something wacky. So, but give me Kansas and the Jayhawks. Shout out McLovin.
So I think this game is going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be a little bit different than the 23-19. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch because, like you both said, this is a rivalry game that it's been a while. and it's part of me thinks that's why the players aren't really going to see it as a rivalry game, because I didn't really like. I knew they used to play back in the day, but I didn't think it was this huge rivalry game, and obviously the history with the national title and things like that. But Chase, you hit the nail on the head for me. Kansas's offense looks like it's clicking on all cylinders. It did in week 1 against Fresno State. Like a lot of people, and I'm talking a lot of people was in our comment section saying that that you should take Fresno State and lay the points, that they would cover that spread. That was not the case. Kansas ended up winning and looking really, really, really good at it. They've played 2 games. I would argue a bye week this early in the year means nothing, absolutely nothing. I think playing that extra game in Kansas actually is going to help them more than a bye week would for Missouri. So give me Kansas to win this game. I like Kansas to get it done on the road. It's a tough one to pick too, also, especially when a team like Missouri has played a high school before, and Kansas has played 2 football teams, collegiate football teams. Well, 1.5. So we'll see. We'll see how that one shakes up.
And I'd like to add this, man. At some point, as a Missouri fan, maybe, people inside the organization, whatever, realizes that Eli Drinkwitz is not the guy. Maybe that's a word. I don't know the sentence. I'm just not a fan. Like, I don't know if you've ever watched Eli Drinkwitz coach and say, yeah, that's the guy. Give him to me. Maybe at the group of 5 level when he was at App State, but just not at Mizzou, and definitely not an SEC team. They had their one Cotton Bowl. Yeah, they had Cotton Bowl. Yeah, they went to the Cotton Bowl. Cool. Whatever. Who cares? Everybody. What do they say about those blind squirrels? They find a nut. Eli
Every
Drinkwitz
now and then.
wishes he could find more nuts than one. So anyway, I'll just say that Missouri sucks.